Hey there, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see what is going on with your astrological forecast for November 2021. And just a quick reminder, you also have a monthly tarot forecast already up. You can click on my avatar below and it'll take you to my main channel page where everything is all organized for you. And if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. This marks the last of our theme months where, it seems like since September, a lot of the planets have been sort of concentrated on maybe one or two areas of the chart at a time when it comes to our inner planet moves like Mars and Mercury. And so we are going to be seeing an emphasis on two key placements of your chart. But of course, there's more going on than just that, and we'll cover that as well. But just a bit of a heads up, this is the last of the theme months, but here we are. And all of this starts off with Mars, your ruling planet. Mars is in Scorpio, your 8th house of shared resources, passive income, intimacy, big exchanges, enmeshments, and even self-employment earnings. And this actually will have happened on the 30th of October, but it is a huge part of your November as well. It's the entire month of November. Mars is not the only planet that's going to be at work in this part of your chart. The Sun will also be here at the beginning of the month, and we will also have Mercury here on the 5th going through the 24th, and we have a new moon here on the 4th itself. Mars, the planet of action, passion, energy, and obstacle clearing in the 8th house, is a fantastic aspect to have when you are working on trying to build up income that may not necessarily be coming through your hourly or salary earnings. With Mars here, you're going to be noticing that it's a lot more competitive when it comes to maybe your sales, or again, if you have maybe a side business or you're self-employed, you're going to be a lot busier here. You're going to be burning the midnight oil, but the earnings are definitely going to be going very, very strong, and you're going to be put in a position to also rake in more competitive sums of cash. Mars in this area is also very supportive for anyone looking to maybe step into a space where they are looking to qualify for a substantial sum, whether it's for, say, a mortgage or venture capital or anything like that. But you want to be very, very careful not to overdo it. Sometimes with Mars, our eyes are bigger than our stomachs. We don't really want to take out any kind of loans or investments or borrow or spend more than we absolutely have to just because it's there. Be careful about going too hard or too fierce in this way, because Mars can sometimes make for costly errors we have to clean up for. You have a lot of power, a lot of stuff coming in. Whether it's easy come, easy go, or easy come, easy stay is going to be up to you and your discernment. This is also very strong for those of you curious about a bit of romance, a bit of passion, because this is the area that rules intimacy. And things could get pretty hot this month. There is that sort of animal driving passion going on throughout the course of this month. And you may be noticing that intimate relationships, both established and new, are going to much more wild and much more adventurous places. And you'll be also attracting people, if you're looking for somebody new, that are already in that mood. They're already geared in that sort of inclination. And so, enjoy it. Have fun with it. Just remember, with Mars in the 8th house, there can be a tendency towards a bit of recklessness. Want to make sure we have our heads on straight. The sun in this part of your chart from the 1st through the 20th is going to be going really, really hard on increasing the value that you are getting from a lot of your investments. You could be finding that you are accruing more wealth outside of your hourly and salary income, as we already saw, but things that may be more passive are also accruing in value. You're also going to be finding that more people are going to be inclined to invest in you. However, investing in you is going to translate in your own story. This is also going to be a time where you are going to find that anything that you are trying to maybe ease as far as your own expenses, your own costs, things that you may be trying to manage that you've maybe experienced a bit of a dip with are going to be much more manageable. Mercury moving into this part of your chart from the 5th on is also going to be spending a lot of time speeding up developments with any kind of maybe new exchanges that you're trying to get underway, new deals, anything where you're trying to secure a new financial arrangement when it comes to anything outside of that hourly or salary income is really boosted here. If there have been any kind of long-term financial negotiations, or maybe you've been trying to launch or get started with some kind of independent enterprise, Mercury in this part of your chart between the 5th and the 24th is really going to speed up progress towards that accomplishment. In fact, you may be also noticing that this is speeding up a lot of busyness in this part of your chart as well, because like Mars, Mercury can make us work all of the harder, and things are really starting to add up. The new moon is going to be starting a new story in this 8th house for you. And the new moon is opening up a window between the 4th and the 18th of the month, which could actually birth a new income stream for you. Now, this could also show up in the form of a new income stream being birthed out of a business you're affiliated with, or a business partnership that you have, or maybe even something coming through a spouse or family member that you already have combined income or enmeshed interests with. And so very, very active this part of your chart is. We also have Venus in the beginning of the month moving into Capricorn, which is your 10th house of career, bringing more emphasis on your ability to really get ahead when it comes to stepping up in status, because the 10th house is all about your prominence, your status, your station, promotions, raises, ways that you can actually accrue more power and influence over your world. With Venus in this part of your chart from the 5th through the rest of the month, a lot of you Aries people are going to be finding that you are not only rising through the ranks, but you may actually be becoming a lot more popular in your field, whether it's around the office or in your community, wherever you are making a name for yourself. This is a very strong time to advocate for better compensation or a higher status or a change in title, because with Venus here, we are getting the opportunity. This is also a great time for looking for any kind of new work, because the favor is yours, right? Venus is the planet of favor, love, and affection. And so you may be finding that people are actually competing for you to join forces with them as well. After the 21st of the month, we've got the sun leaving this 8th house Scorpio business and moving into Sagittarius, your 9th house of higher education, government legal proceedings, travel, culture, spiritual practice, reach, essentially expansion and worldliness of all kinds. And then Mercury follows shortly after on the 24th. And this is a time where you are getting a chance to bolster and propagate your name, however you're going to be doing that. This is a time where a lot of you Aries people are getting a chance to not only put yourselves out there, but to maybe even popularize something that really matters to you or that you want to be known for. This is also going to be a time where you are able to start commencing with some loftier journeys or loftier travels, loftier moves that maybe you have been forced to wait on for whatever reason. If something has been limiting your movements, if something has been barring you from being able to make a jump, either in your career, your education, or maybe a physical move or travel plans, the world is opening up for you at the end of the month, and you're getting ready to really get a move on with it. Finally, we also have a full moon lunar eclipse on the 21st of the month. However, because it's an eclipse, we have a much bigger window than just a mere 2 weeks. This full moon lunar eclipse is going to be setting up a very big transition story for everybody that starts on the 21st of November and ends on the 21st of February. This is in Taurus, in your second house of earned income, employment, your values and your valuables. A lot of you may be finding that over the course of this coming 90 days, you could be changing jobs or changing employers, changing fields, changing departments, things that ultimately maybe all of this big boost that's coming your way with Venus in the 10th house of career, Mars going to work in your area of shared resources and passive income, you're actually set up to be able to go into a much higher caliber working environment. Now, for some of you, this will mean moving on externally sometime between November 21st and February 21st. And for some of you, this may actually be internal. This could be a transfer. This could be a jump in department, a change of boss, but having the same employer, or maybe even striking out on your own and finding something new and kind of, getting a new territory in that respect. But it is there for you to play with. So that is what I have got for you, Aries people. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.